YouTube. It is the Gorilla and the Cowboy. We are here, Algo Factory Live Lab Free Edition on YouTube, where you can check us out for 30 minutes or so. We can answer some of your questions you have about AlgoFactory.tech. And we encourage you to join AlgoFactory.tech when Cowboy flashes the QR code on the screen, or just check the link in the description box for AlgoFactory.tech. With that being said, Cowboy, let's get into it.
Oh yeah, so we were just talking about how you had like a real cool drone plus fireworks show. That sounded pretty badass.
Yeah, it was. Oh, dude, it was. Yeah, the town really put on an amazing show. The drones were like doing geometric shapes that were 3D, and they're moving around in the sky. They're all in a swarm pattern. They did like Star Wars stuff. They did like a scroll rotating and then the American flag unfurled. It was pretty amazing.
That sounds pretty cool. You know, Disney will sue though. You know, Star Wars stuff. All Disney's going to come along, and they would allow it,
of course,
if it was more woke. So, did they at least have some like? Was it a pink American flag or like a rainbow?
No, they had a looks like a pink, like a penis, rotating the sky.
I wasn't ready for that.
No, it was, and then a picture of a little boy hugging it to
shut up,
show
dude.
solidarity with the groomers.
Stop!
It was amazing.
Well, good morning, everybody.
Yes. Good morning, all of you.
That's very funny. I'm gonna throw up the link over in the Rogue Discord here. Yeah. Okay, so it'll be a quiet day. We have the couple things going on today. We have the OPEC meetings, and so that generally means we do not, or at least I do not, trade the Canadian pairs because Canada's economy is massively dependent on oil. So whatever's going on at OPEC is going to move the price around quite a lot. And these meetings I think they last a few days. I'll bring up the calendars. Say again?
Yeah, it does. A few days.
Let's see here. Yeah, so as that goes down, I mean, it's okay for me to trade a lot of stuff, but just not the Canadian pairs. You just don't know what news is going to come out of OPEC and how quickly it comes out. So what'll happen is you'll be in a trade, and all of a sudden somebody's going to, say, hey, we're going to cut production by the XYZ number. And then, all of a sudden, the Canadian dollar just goes in this weird position or this weird direction, and you lose your trade. So that's not something I'm willing to do. So also today are the FOMC minutes. And so what that is last week, if I remember correctly, it was Wednesday, we had the FOMC, the Fed Open Market Committee. This is when they discuss the guidance going forward for another 30 days, as far as like what might happen with the prime rate, how they're feeling about inflation. I know that they did the skip, so they basically are not hiking rates, not dropping rates. Powell did, have some hawk talk. What that means by being hawkish is that he says there's a lot more work to do on dropping inflation down to target 2%, which tells the market that the rate may go up in the future. So it's not going to necessarily be too bullish for the market, although the market has been, the S&P and the TradFi, traditional finance, has been pretty good for a while. Like I'd say a few months. I mean, you had it live at some point with us. I mean, I called. Actually, this is before we were doing Algo Factory, but I called the bottom at 36. So back when Putin first started the special military operation or invasion, depending on your point of view, of Ukraine, a lot of people.
It was a Russian invasion, man.
It's Russian invasion. Even before that happened, I told everybody, I said, look, he's not going to invade, or if he does, it'll be a limited conflict. And so far it's been limited. They haven't, I mean, they could have just gone and taken out Ukraine very quickly. They did not do that.
Yep.
They quickly liberated the Donbass, if you want to call it liberated, or you can say invaded, depending on your opinion. That happened pretty fast, and they probably could have done the whole country, at least the capital and things like that. They could have decapitated
in a week,
pretty quick. Yeah,
I mean, decapitated Zelensky in like 20 minutes. 5 minutes would have been done.
Yeah, I think it was. I don't know if it was like Joaquin or Matt Arrett or somebody was saying that they wanted to try to kind of keep the current political personnel and try to convince them to, be more friendly towards Russia as opposed to taking them out. That's what they wanted to do, and I don't know if they're going to be able to do that. Yeah,
now they're. I mean, dude, it's still called a special military operation, right? So,
well, they're talking about dovetailing it into a counterterrorism operation.
Yeah, which is perfect. Which means they'll go directly after Ukrainian leadership and NATO leadership that's working behind the scenes.
Yeah. Now we got VM Valley Girl, I believe that is, in the YouTube chat and over on the on our private group over in Telegram. So that's good. Hello, Valley Girl. Thanks for dropping in and being with us in the chat every day. So I think Valley Girl is one of the first who inspired our free beginner live lab. So we just, in this particular show that we do on YouTube every day, it's like a free real super basics. We'll talk about general things. We don't really get too far into using the specific tools that we use. That's for the private session. And this we kind of take it off YouTube after that 30 minutes starting at 8:30 EST, and then we go over to our private group, and it just continues. So for the private group, it's an hour and a half every single day, every weekday that's not a holiday, or an otherwise problematic day for trading. And we talk, we answer questions, we go over content, we go over what people might need to know about trading, or I just go over a lot of charts. I actually will take trades, during that time when it's, today is not a great trading day for me, based on the market. So I generally don't take trades, but I will. I'll do that. So, and Valley Girl says she is learning a lot. It's awesome, VM. Thank you. So, but yeah, back when the special military operation, when that started, and the market was kind of on its way down.
Terrible.
Say again. What's that?
Terrible Russian accent. Terrible.
Special military
Russian impersonation operation. Terrible.
I've not had practice. Connery, I've not had practice with Russian accent.
You need to get back a minute. I want cowboy. I want a coffee laden cowboy. That's what happens when you get off of coffee. Cowboy.
Got to do better with that, huh?
Hey,
hello, that's me again.
Channel's amazing. That's pretty good. Danny Smith in live chat says the channel's amazing. Love watching. Thank you so much, Danny. Really appreciate it.
Oh, in live chat, where are you seeing that? I'm not seeing that.
On YouTube.
On YouTube? Oh, interesting. I'm only seeing I'm only seeing VM's chats. Or I'm not able to see Danny Smith. That's weird. Let's see. Let me roll over to the live actual, as if I were watching my own self. It's like a weird mirror. Go over to here. Dashboard. I don't know why, because usually on our streaming software, you see all the comments, but not able to see it. Very weird. Let's go to home. All right, this is quickly turning into. Okay, here we go. I'll have to do this mute. Got it. Oh yeah, I see Danny there now. Is there a minimum amount that is needed to buy gold coins or gold from V? I don't know, V. Is there a minimum amount?
Is there a minimum amount that is needed to buy gold coins or gold from V? No, I mean the minimum, like 5K. I mean that's as low as I can go, because I'm more of an international dealer, and there's a cost because I don't source from the U.S. So oftentimes when there's like coin shortages in the U.S., I can still get coin because I'm on an international market. So 5K would be the minimum. At least 5K. That's my cutoff, and I can go as high as you want. You want to do 5K, you want to do 50 million, no problem. We can handle it.
50 million pesos.
Yes, 50 million pesos. Venezuelan pesos. Bolivars.
I only deal in
About
bolivars. Let's see here. Okay, so that's interesting. I don't know why I'm not seeing those messages. Okay, now it's popping up.
And real quick, if you're interested, just email me on. Is there a way I could pop my email in here?
Oh yeah, what is it? Well, just tell me, and I'll pop it in.
Okay, I'll type it out for you. You pop it in.
You can't type over in the chat overlay?
Nope.
Over in Restream?
Nope. I can't.
That sucks. Copy. Okay.
There you go. I'll put that in the chat overlays. There you go. Yeah, just email me there, vj@amparoandco.com, and I'll take care of you. Whether you need crypto or you need metals, we got it all. Good, Kevin.
Yeah, no problem. But again, this is kind of it'll be a chill morning, idle. What I can do is for anybody who's watching, I can always do some charts, things like that. But the next, tomorrow, every Thursday is the unemployment claims, but tomorrow is also the non-farm employment change. So, and then we have some manufacturing data, job openings. So tomorrow's going to be a decent amount of data. So I might enter if I could find an opportunity to do a swing trade in the next few days, then I would do it. I would be interested in day trading tomorrow after maybe 11 a.m. EST, or I should say actually after 10 a.m. EST. But usually what happens is you get the economic data, price kind of goes through a little bit of shock. You get these kind of crazy wicks that are unpredictable. And then, once that's over, it might be 15 minutes, might be 30. Just you kind of have to look for price to generally resume direction to where it was going before and look for the volatility to fall off on the short term. We do have indicators that will, we have chart indicators that actually measure volatility. Of course, indicators lag, so it's better to read price action. But now I'm starting to get a little bit into some details here. I don't want to confuse everybody. But long story short, we do have ways of kind of telling when that news shock is done affecting the charts. And when that's done, I'm able to find some day trades because this news tends to add some nice volatility to the charts. And then Friday will be the same thing. We have for the USD, average hourly earnings, non-farm employment change, and unemployment rate. So some similar data coming out Friday morning at 8:30 a.m. EST, which is an hour before the New York Open. Now, Forex is open during this time. Forex actually is open 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. So, there's no need to wait for that market open like it is with stocks. But just the same, I look for that shock to be over. There are those who trade data, and if you have an algorithm that is successful doing that, then you have an algorithm that is successful in doing that. But how do you know? How do you know that you have developed a trading method that is successful in trading the news? Well, that means that you have gone back through, depending on your time frame, anywhere from, if you're a low time frame trader, let's say low being maybe an hour on the hourly or below, maybe the 4-hour time frame. If you're, these are kind of like day trades, swing trades. If you are trading on that, and like especially the 15-minute, then I would be testing about 200 trades. And that just requires going back into the charts and doing it. If you are a coder, or if you can afford to have somebody code what you think is a good algorithm, you can automatically backtest. But the trick with that is, we do have somebody in-house who actually, I don't know if I told you, V, but our guy down under got back to me yesterday, and our base test algorithm is already done. And
amazing.
He's already.
We have our own in-house coder, folks.
Yeah, our in-house coder got, he and I are working on like kind of a basic practice algo for him because he codes, I think it's JavaScript. That was his specialty. He's a retired coder. And he picked up PineScript, which is what we use over on on TradingView. And it's a lightweight script that's specifically for trading, and he picked that up like within a few days. The guy's very talented, and within a week he got back to me with a base, some basic stuff, and he and I've been tweaking it for the last week or so, and he got back to me yesterday, which I didn't really look at anything on the 4th. We had family over, we were hosting, but long story short, I think he's got it ready to even plug in an auto trade. And then we're going to go ahead and expand on that. So, again, what I talk about is the idea here is that, if you're able to build an algorithm, you can trade it manually. You can do that. Like, say if you have a 9 to 5, then you're probably going to end up trading in a higher time frame, which means that you're looking at trades that take several days to play out. And you're looking at trades that take actually a few days to kind of form up. So it isn't like you need to be glued to the screen all the time, and you can find a few trades a month that way. And that's fine. Maybe a trade a week. It depends on what the market provides. But for somebody like me who's able to trade all day long, what I can do is trade on a lower time frame, like the 30-minute time frame or even the 15. And then those trades, they kind of form up, starting in the morning, say, or overnight, whenever. They take a few hours to form up. And then once the conditions are met, I either have orders ready to go in, or I enter when the time is, when the time is right, and then I'm in and out of the trade usually within a day, within a few hours, and that requires being in front of the computer. However, if you have the tenacity, the dedication, the self-love, and the guts to go ahead and go back and test a low time frame algorithm, if that's what you want to do, is people make a lot of money on the higher time frame stuff. There's no reason not to swing trade. I do it because I do all of it. I swing trade and I day trade. I like swing trades because they're more stable. I like day trades because there's more opportunities. But to go back and create this algorithm and then have it hard coded, then what you can do is if you've made an algorithm, you've tested it manually, it's good. That way you're not spending, however much it costs to have it developed into an auto trader before it actually works, right? You can, I think this is going to work, and then you pay someone to do it, it doesn't work. Well, if you test it manually and you back test it 200 times, and then you even forward test it as many as 100 times, and that it works, then you have that coded, and then you can take that and you can, test it on other assets. You can test it on, say, different currency pairs. You can test it on different asset classes, and then what you can do is you can tweak it with the coder to accommodate whatever asset class you're applying it to. So asset class is going to be like the difference between Forex and crypto. Those are two different asset classes, but they're like cousins, right? They're both currencies. Then there's stocks. Our algo works on stocks. It's not an algo. What I mean to say is our method of building algorithms can be applied to stocks. It can be applied to ETFs. It can be applied to futures. It can be applied to anything that has a candlestick. Any market
anywhere in the world.
Yep. So I've had people email me this isn't for me. I'm more of a stocks person. I'm like, okay, that's fine. We are anything with a candlestick. This works, right? We're not. I focus on the Forex market because Forex market is it has a lot more opportunities. There's no funky rules going short, going long. There's no pattern day trade rule. There's none of that stuff. It's just, you get to just trade the futures. It's pretty free. And there are 2 sessions. You have the European session, you have the London Open, and then you have the New York Open. And technically there's 3. There's the Asian Open too, the Sydney Open. So Sydney, Singapore, whatever, you want to call it. There are a lot of opportunities in Forex. It's kind of like crypto, except it's not open over the weekend, but trading crypto over the weekend, I do that. In fact, people in our private group get to see me take trades all the time, whether it's during the week or during the weekend. And you'll find that there's just, the weekend volatility is super low with crypto. So you gotta be real careful. There's a lot of choppiness and a lot of noise over the weekend, but a good algorithm can profit from that. You just have to know what you're doing. Let me see here. Now, did I have a question here in the chat? I don't see anything. No. So that's, but that's what we do. We help people we start by helping them build a trade method, and it's called an algorithm, and it doesn't have anything to do with like, coding. It's just a simple, you trading by hand, which is what people have been doing for a long time. And an algorithm is merely just a process. It's just a method. It's all it is. And then once you have that established, which usually takes a few months to do, then we can point you in the direction of a coder, and our coder is able to do things at a discounted rate massively compared to the rest of the market. So, and that way, if this works, if you're able to build something that is successful, you can turn that on, and you can apply it to, you can use an API through the exchange, or you can use webhooks. And we use TradingView, but technically you can code on other platforms using like MetaTrader 4, but then you're not using PineScript anymore. So we do focus on TradingView, and TradingView has APIs to a lot of good exchanges. The easiest thing to do is to go on TradingView, and I'll show you guys a picture of this. If you go on TradingView, and let me zoom in, I'm going to show you where you find your exchange on TradingView. Okay. And this is really cool. So I like to use Oanda. I don't recommend any exchange in particular, not at this point. But Oanda for me, I'm in the US. So that means that this is, what do you call it? Regulated, all that stuff, right? So I use Oanda. It's right there. I can connect and trade directly from TradingView. TradingView is the software that I use. It's web-based. But you see here, there's interactive brokers. There's FXCM. I know my coder saw his exchange on here too. I don't know which one it is, but all your brokers, all your exchanges are going to be here. There's even more than what's seen on the screen here. You got Binance, you've got Forex.com. Let me see here. I'm trying to see the ones that I recognize, because there's some that are, from not the US, so I don't necessarily recognize them. Gemini right there if you like crypto. So Timex, wow, I thought they made watches. But long story short, these are just, there. Now, if you don't have your broker listed on here, there's something called webhooks, and webhooks are done by programming, and it's a relatively simple program from what I am told. And let's just say you have an indicator on your chart, and usually what's going to happen is when you have an algorithm, then there's going to be a condition that is kind of like the last condition that gets met. And it might be like, this indicator crosses that indicator kind of thing, right? Or this aspect of one indicator crosses another aspect of that same indicator, or something like that. And when you do that, you're going to create an alarm, right? So it'll look like this. You can add an alert. And then when you add that alert, under notifications, there's going to be something called webhooks, this webhook URL. And so, our coder is going to, if he doesn't already know, he'll learn how to actually use those webhooks to go ahead and link to the exchange, and it'll send code over there to go ahead and make a trade happen. So you don't necessarily have to have your broker linked to TradingView for TradingView to be able to work. Okay, so that's what's really cool. No matter where you're trading, generally you can develop. Excuse me, wow, can't talk today. It's 4th of July, 5th of July, 4th, messing with me here. But you can usually develop your algo, have it placed on TradingView, have it connect to your exchange, whether it goes through the native API or through webhooks, and trade it. So this is really cool about TradingView. And there's a free version of TradingView, but it's not that expensive for the basic, and that basic should be what pretty much anybody needs. In fact, there was a 4th of July sale on this. Let's see if I can find. It's like 50% off, and it's available from July 3rd to 9th. So for anybody that's using TradingView, there is a 50% off sale through the 9th of July. They have sales throughout the year. Their Black Friday tends to be the best sale. I've gotten like 75% off or something, like, and I spend a fair amount of money. Like I have the top subscription to TradingView because this is my business. So that's just some stuff to know, helpful hints. And again, today is going to be slow for traders. There's just not a lot of volatility out there, or the volatility that does exist is extremely not predictable because of the news events. We got OPEC, we got FOMC minutes. That'll happen at, I think, is that 2 EST? Let's see. Let's look back at the calendar here. 2 so it'll be towards the market close. It'll be like 2-3 hours before the market close, and they're going to go over the minutes. Now for those who haven't been involved in like C-suite, like if you've never been like a chief something officer in a LLC, or you don't know what it means, minutes are when the board all sits down together and they all have a discussion, and the person who records the discussion is recording the minutes. So the minutes are the record of the discussion. And so today they're going to go over probably the relevant parts of or not relevant. They're going to go over what they're willing to share about the discussion from the Fed Open Market Committee from last week. So that it'll be kind of a look into what they were thinking, what they discussed privately. And I imagine it's redacted. I imagine we're not going to get the whole story, but that'll affect the market a bit. This, something comes out, so, well, we think that we're going to do this, and people are just like dissecting every little word, and the market will just shoot one direction or another. But yeah, that's this week. Just a lot of news. Like I said, day trades after the news, I'm not opposed to. Might be that swing trades are the way to go. There's only a few days left in the week, and I don't hold positions over the weekend generally. I get knocked out of those if I do, so that's my algo says not to hold trades over the weekend. As a matter of fact, last week on Friday, I forgot that I was holding a trade, and it went my direction, and it went to my take profit. But the problem is that during the Sunday's open, when the volume is low, the price went down and knocked me out of my trade because I forgot to close it on Friday afternoon when I was still in profit. So my algo says I don't trade, but your algo might tell you that you can trade on a Friday and hold the position. So that's going to be up to you and your testing. And if you want to know more about how we test and what our method is, go over to algofactory.tech. There is the website on the screen, www.algofactory.tech. And of course, if you're watching this on another screen and you have a cell phone, you can zap the QR code and that'll take you right over to us. And in the meantime, the gorilla is going to give us his send off, and we're going to go ahead and start our private session.
Look, folks, here's the deal. If you need to know the inner workings. You need to know on how to educate yourself and equip yourself. Think about this for a second. There is no get-rich-quick scheme. It doesn't exist. But if you can educate and empower yourself in such a field, in such a trade as quote-unquote trading, right? You can work anywhere in the world. And you can work in any financial situation or circumstance, no matter what is happening. If the market is up, if the market is down, it doesn't matter. And Algo Factory is the only place that we not only teach you how to trade better than anybody else, but we teach you on how to build the algorithms that will make you an absolute weapon in this field. And this is why it's so important, folks. It's why it's so important. This is a skill that you're learning for a lifetime. We've had people, when Cowboy and I did our previous trading rooms and whatnot together in the past, we've had people quit their 9-to-5s. We've had doctors close down their practices, and this is what they're doing. Why? It gives you the freedom. It gives you the flexibility. You can live anywhere. You can operate from anywhere, and that's the kind of lifestyle freedom that this can give you. But it requires dedication on your part. It requires that you keep your nose to the grinder. It requires you grind it out with us day in and day out. Because if you do, my friend, I promise you, your life will never be the same. Cowboy, that's what I got to say. Real quick, Danny Smith says, VJ, I never bought a crypto. I will. YouTube, how to set up. I will. I guess, thank you. How to set up a wallet. Googling now. YouTubing, how to set up a wallet. Googling while I listen. What do I need to set up and accept crypto? Not asking you to recommend, of course. Just if you have a phone or a computer, just download Exodus wallet, and that's it. It's my recommended wallet. I like Exodus. Just go grab them. Exodus wallet.
Edge wallet. Edge wallet's really cool because you don't have to give them any email or phone number.
Yeah, that's also really good. But Exodus allows you get both. Exodus allows you to hold multiple coins, and it's just easy to navigate. The UI UX is pretty slick. All right, man. Let's get over to the main channel. Follow us over there, folks.